What is going on, YouTube? You're on the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun. Good morning. Good morning. I woke up so tired today. I can't blame it on jet lag. It's only an hour flight, but man, something something's not working out. But I'm here. I'm chipper. Got the coffee. Got the coffee. What's going on? Jason P, Rolling Stone, Jaden, Sandy Wandy, Nicola E, Rolling Stone. Glad you guys made it. Robin Miners, Jazzy Girl. Ben Bacon Bits trying the focus. I'm pretty sure they put L-theanine in energy drinks paired with caffeine. So that checks out. I'm somewhat of an energy drink expert. Roberta, what's going on? I'll post that address in just a second, all right? Welcome in, welcome in. Just doing my scrolling this morning, DNV. Good to see you. Glad you made it. Username unknown. Reese, I heard from her yesterday. She seems all right. She seems chipper as usual. The newest nut, what's going on? Welcome in, guys. Good morning. We're going to talk about contrary action. On the contrary. Au contraire. It's going to be good. It's one of my favorite topics. When I discovered this concept, it blew my mind. It didn't occur to me that I could just do the opposite of what I had been doing for success. And boy, is it a helpful tool, especially when what I used to do was was like decisions I made in an addict mentality, was decisions I made while under the influence. I think that it's a great time to talk about contrary action if we're in recovery. Kevin Hawthorne, what's going on? Jilbo Baggins. Yo, Scooby Lee, Layla Bradley. Good morning. Jen, Aunt Neen Hobbs. I am also getting ready to clean. The cleaning's never done. I guess if I did it all in one day, it would be done, but then I would have no fun that day, you know? Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. The Admiral will be on later today, probably more than once. He is loading the big guns, so to speak. But in the context of recovery, contrary action refers to intentionally acting in a way opposite of one's instinctual or habitual behaviors. When we're talking about recovery, often it's habitual behaviors, but I mean, it could be your instincts as well. And we're talking particularly harmful behaviors, right? So when I'm not feeling too hot, I call my drug dealer, right? That's a particularly harmful behavior. I had an argument with my significant other. I go buy some beer, It's not necessarily the most constructive behavior, especially if we're using these substances and activities, behaviors, whatever they are, whether even if it's just overeating or isolating, if we're using those behaviors or activities to escape or to cover up something that hurts, we'd be much better served by somehow addressing what's going on. And we're going to do that in a number of ways, but today we're going to talk about one particular, and that's contrary action. Now, this can apply to a bunch of different areas of your life, and it's going to help you push through trauma and increase your mental health, especially if your habits were bad, right? We're talking, when I was not on the wagon, all of those things I just said were true. If I got in an argument, blah, 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 call my drug dealer, go get some drinks. And then, it would get to a point where I was locked in a cycle of continually, like, I wouldn't even need something to go wrong. I just needed to go get the stuff. I just needed it when I woke up, right? So it becomes a bad thing. And in order to break such strong, ingrained cycles, we're going to do the opposite thing over and over and over again. When these things pop up, when these situations pop up, when you feel the urge, the itch, we're going to do something that we don't do. Because if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always got. And that's not what we want anymore. We want a new, beautiful life, do we not? And this is going to involve challenging negative thought patterns, which is kind of what we were just talking about. The chips are down. My first thought is, I want to go bury this. I want to go escape. I want to go, run away. and also avoiding isolation. We were talking last night. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Shannon. We were talking about isolating. I have not gotten in that email. While we're talking about it, I'm going to pull that up just so I know. I want to make sure that I'm not dropping the ball here. I didn't get something from you. That makes me feel a little bit better, like I'm not dropping the ball, but that means you didn't reach out. Anyways, as I was saying, contrary action is a very simple concept, but it has widespread implications. It can be applied in many, many different situations. And inevitably, it's going to involve participating when you don't want to. And by that, I mean participating in your own life when you don't feel like getting out of bed, participating in an activity that you said you would partake in, right? Keeping your word, integrity. It can mean a lot of things, but it will involve conquering those hurdles. It will involve being unmotivated and overwhelmed and then choosing to dive in anyways, because that's what it's about, suiting up and showing up for life. Now, whether that's in your own life or with someone else, either way, it's fine. R.E.A. Schleider, what's going on? Good morning, good sir. Shout out to Israel. Maya, aka Alice in Art Supply Hoarderland. I love your name. DM. Hello. Hit me in the DMs. That's what that made me think of. Good afternoon. This is the Lifeboat, D. And the Admiral, Tommy Scoble, is my dad, and we kind of share the load around here. Originally, it was just Tommy, and for the last, I want to say 2 or 3 months, I've been helping out, getting involved, doing shows. I just got back from vacation, so if you've arrived recently, that's why you're seeing me for the first time the past couple days. I've been on vacation and kind of trying a new angle. It turns out I'm not the best videographer, but we're gonna make it work anyways. But yeah, in short, this is Tommy Scoble and my channel. It's both of our channels. It's the Scoble family channel. And the Scoble family mission is to spread good. Tell a friend. Wharton Fissel, what's going on, man? Missed ya. TKD. Hey. It's a good turnout today. Izzy E, one of my favorite people. Hello. I have not gotten in and looked at your messages yet, Izzy. It's been a tornado over here. Too much stuff, not enough time. Having fun. It's fine. Bro, Kristen, what's going on? Good morning. Welcome in. Always a pleasure. Going to get moving to do some channel work, Spanx. Love you. I love you too, TK. But your words are hitting all my pain points this AM. So wish you all the best today. I'm sorry to hear that, TKD. I'll do something a little different either this evening or tomorrow. So I hope to see you then. All right. I don't mean to trigger anybody, but we're going to have to walk through some fire to come out unscathed. Do you know what I mean? We're going to have to walk through the oven to become a cake. It was a terrible metaphor, but it's what I have on my hip. So there you have it. Mara, good morning. So yeah, where were we? The gradual facing of emotions and memories. So dealing with our past trauma is part of recovery, and contrary action can apply here, right? When something pops up, like let's say, for example, do you ever have a memory come unbidden into your head, and it's a memory that you're not very fond of? It's a memory, maybe a movie, a scene that you'd like to not see again. So you bury it, you run from it in your head, whatever, but it comes unbidden and you do not welcome it. Is this sounding familiar? Is this a pattern that you guys have too, or is it just me? I'd like to say it's not just me. I had an idea one day. I don't know if someone told me to do this or if I just had this idea spontaneously. It was a long time ago. But one day I decided, what if I don't run from this memory? Because it had become so uncomfortable. These memories would come unbidden, like rampantly all day long, every day. And this was when I was living in Salt Lake. Actually, this wasn't the first time that I've done this, but one of the reasons I left Salt Lake was because this was happening. But anyways, I digress. When these unbidden memories come that I don't want to see, what if I just accept it? What if I just say, okay, I'll have this conversation that I don't want to have, good sir, and then I let it play out. And I say, yep, I accept this. I did this. This is real. And now it's in the past. It doesn't get to affect me anymore. And whatever have you, you don't have to say these exact words, but accepting that this happened, and then enabling it to just lose its power and let go, is an interesting concept. And that is in itself contrary action. It's the opposite of what I used to do with those memories. And I have to say, it does take the power away a little bit. If you look those memories right in the face and say, yep, I did that, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm living a different life now. Something like that, something to that effect. Accept and let go. Accept and let go. That's how we move through a lot of this stuff. And I thought that was really interesting. It's something that didn't occur to me for the longest time, that I could just address these memories by looking at them instead of running from them, and then they would lose their power. It's kind of like when you don't react to the bully's jabs, it loses its fun for the bully, so he quits jabbing you, so to speak. Kind of the same concept, except the bully is me. I am my own bully. I keep beating myself up with these memories that I don't want to have because I know I need to address them. It's important. I just saw my name. I'm scrolling up. I have found facing it tends to take a lot of its power away. Yes. Mo Love. I saw Mo Love in here. What's going on? Much love this morning. Shelly Kelly, hey there. No need to reply. You're so nice and humble. I probably will reply. I would like to. NLP, what's that, Nicola? That sounds like something that I can use. Yeah, let me know what. I guess I could look it up too, but yeah, tell me. Tell me. Flick Fox, hey there. What's going on? Yeah, dahlias are beautiful flowers. I'm a big fan of deep purples. Sending all the smashing weekend love, listening while defrosting the freezer, because, summer in England, and needing to keep busy while the housemate's away. Robust magical wishes to all. I love the way you talk, Millie. Robust magical wishes. Right back at you. That makes me happy. Thank you very much for that. Yeah. Where are we at? Doing some contrary action. So, for example, usually I would get up to my alarm, right? And then hit the snooze until I can't stand to be in the bed anymore. Today, the alarm went off and I hopped up. I definitely wasn't feeling very awake. Sometimes that works out in a way where my body's like, boom, I'm good. Today, that did not happen. I'm sure it has to do with my trip and my routine not being solid. But that being said, it's contrary action to do that. Instead of hitting that snooze, I'm going to get up and meet the day immediately, we can apply contrary action in so many ways, and it's so personal to each and every one of us. Only you can really tell me, only you can really decide what and where to apply your contrary action, because you know what habits are healthy. You know what feelings make you uncomfortable, what situations make you uncomfortable, and if you really let the tape play, if you really think about it and play it out in your head, you know where these roads lead. So by that justification, by that logic, you should be able to apply contrary action pretty easily. And that's one of my favorite parts about this concept. It's easy, it's simple, and anybody can relate to it. We all have done things that we're not proud of, and we all have reacted to situations poorly and wish we had done it differently. If we can be present in the moment, it's like, oh man, I'm feeling itchy. I really want to get high right now. All right, I'm going to do this instead of this. My first reaction is I want to do this. Let's go over here and do this. And I wouldn't get too hung up on it being exactly opposite. It doesn't matter. Just do something other than what you normally do, and it will serve you. Also, on a side note, the only way to learn, the only way to put new grooves in your brain is to do new things. So even as far as taking a different route home, right? Taking a different route to whatever destination that you go to all the time, right? Taking a different road. Or, maybe instead of cooking a meal that I always cook, I'm going to try to make a new meal today. And this is not as useful for processing trauma, but this is useful for living a better, fresher, new life. It's good for that novelty, which let's be honest, if we're in early recovery, we need some novelty in our lives because there's none left. We've taken it all away, right? Right? So anything you can do new as well. Just on a side note, I think that that's pretty interesting and relates. But anyways, back to it. While we're gradually facing our emotions and trauma and memories, rather than avoiding them or numbing them, we want to journal. We want to write them down because we can always go back to the journal. I wish I had it on hand so I could wave it around. It's over there on the table. I like waving it around. It makes me feel good. But we journal about it because we can come back and look at situations. We'll inevitably log situations in our head or something that had played out in our journal where we could have applied contrary action a little better, right? Or what have you. That's part of the power of the journal is logging mind states, days, feelings, occurrences, all kinds of stuff. And we can see a gradual change and progression. And we can also identify certain situations and what have you. It's a great tool. It's a great, great free-form tool. And also, I'm going to take this opportunity to say that I am not a doctor. And, a therapist can be very, very helpful with these types of journeys. I would highly recommend that you get a therapist if you do not have one, because they are trained, they're experts. And I have to say my therapist changed my life. So my dad would concur. I would highly recommend if you don't have a medical professional that you can speak to about these kinds of things that you get one. 100%. And that takes us into self-care. Ask yourself, what do I need? What's off right now? What am I missing? I definitely had to learn self-care as an adult. I definitely did not move into adulthood caring for myself very well. And honestly, these days, I'm still learning how to care for myself better all the time. There's lots of places that I'm lacking. We can apply contrary action here too. If I get up and I don't brush my teeth, well, it's a silly answer. Obviously, get up and brush my teeth, right? Going to bed on time, pushing it, playing games, whatever, pushing the time. What if I just abide by the alarm that I set for myself instead of saying, no, we'll play a little longer. What if I just, how hard is it? What if I just went to bed on time? What if I just cared about it a little bit? What would happen? A bunch of shit would change, I bet. And it does, I promise. I'm glad you enjoy this, Scooby. I'm really enjoying doing it for you. I tell you what, I had missed doing the mornings and the evenings. I was getting to a point there before my dad fully came back where I was just home running. I was just smashing stuff. I was getting in a really good groove and doing 2 shows a day. And I feel like not doing 2 shows a day has kind of taken away some of my momentum, but also given me a lot more time to focus on specific details and hone my craft in specific ways. So it's a good thing, but I had this crazy momentum that I missed. So I'm hoping to get back in some sort of groove like that where I'm just doing home runs. Flick Fox says, my therapist jokes about needing to up his game to be as helpful as the lifeboat. Lol, no way. That's funny though. What a compliment. What a compliment, Flick. I appreciate you. Tell your therapist that I appreciate them, I guess. I don't know. Maybe don't tell him that. I don't know. It's kind of intimidating. Anik Alexander, Geoplanet Jane. Yeah, therapy's a game changer. I tell you what. Unleash the Power Within, the Firewalk, 2007. They finished with a lot of selling. I did get another course, but didn't buy in big. Word. My dad's done the Firewalk. I don't know a whole lot about it, but he talks of it pretty affectionately, pretty fondly. Oof, I got stuff in my eyes. Please hold. Got the eye boogers that recently woke up. Burr, burr, burr. Sometimes I just need to stop talking for a second. I know that's not how this YouTube thing's supposed to work, but whatever. Little decisions can add up to big positive changes. That's right, Sandy. Wow, Flick, that's really cool. He notices the differences in me and loves how I talk about you guys, my online fam. That's good. Heck yeah, we must be doing something right, eh? When I feel off, I ask myself, what did I forget? What am I missing, right? And often it's something real simple. I forget things, and that probably has a lot more to do with my ADHD than anything else. But, oh, that's right. Right here, Roberta, pardon me. Thanks for reminding me. Your doctor mentioned the same thing, Jason. That is like the highest compliment I feel like I could receive. I want to tell my dad that. He probably already knows, but I didn't. That's way cool. We're getting big ups from doctors. That's pretty cool. That's a big deal. I'm not a doctor. I'm just an ex-drug user and alcoholic. I mean, I'm a lot of things, but those things primarily for sure qualify me to do what I'm doing here. Anyways, blah, blah, blah. Scheduling self-care. For me, I had to start scheduling my self-care. If I didn't make a plan of it, and I'm a very spontaneous human, but if I didn't like plan it, like, hey, Michael, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do it at this time and I'm going to do it every day, I wouldn't do it. So I had to start scheduling it. I had to start putting it in my book, right? Like I'm gonna brush teeth, I'm gonna do shower, I'm gonna blah blah blah. And I don't know why that was, but that made all the difference. If you have to schedule your self-care, if you're not doing self-care, if you feel like you're lacking in your self-care, I would highly recommend just writing stuff down. Write that stuff down. Schedule hobbies, relaxation, carve out time for yourself in your day to recharge your batteries. This is very important. If you're not doing this, this is a great way to apply your contrary action. Instead of going, my dad's really good at this. Instead of going until you fall down, schedule yourself some recharge, right? I was watching a YouTube creator the other day. I'm not going to say who it was, but it looked to me like they were saucy, like they were really drunk. But they were like speaking really well. So it like kind of did a double take, but that made me think back when I only say that to say that when I was on the sauce, when I was drinking, I was really good at functioning while drinking, right? I could really pull it off. I could probably pull it off in public. I could probably pull it off in front of my family. I was a real damn alcoholic. You feel me? So that being said, I remember that being an empowering feeling. And I also remember it becoming a slippery slope. I would push it. Inevitably, I would start slurring my words and making an ass of myself. And I have to say, like seeing that in other people, it doesn't make me happy. It makes me a little sad. But it does. I think it's cool to know I'm not there anymore. I think it's really cool to know that I'm not that guy anymore. But it was just a little throwback. I was watching a creator and their behavior reminded me of myself right before the fall. But yeah, I'm really happy to be sober. I'm really happy to be on this journey with you guys. I'm really happy to be here talking about contrary action and sharing what I know. And quite frankly, drilling it in because we are creatures of habit. We have to talk about these things over and over and over. We have to make these choices over and over and over. It's inevitable. It's going to come back. We're going to have to reaffirm our dominance over whatever our struggles are. So that's why we repeat ourselves. That's why we do similar subjects over and over, right? It's important. Just because we've talked about it once before doesn't make it less important. In fact, it probably makes it more important. We have to come back for the follow-up, right? I'm enjoying my anyone time. It's a good distraction from life problems. I tell you what, Scoob, as long as you remember to address them, right? But we need a distraction and a recharge. It's very important. I'm glad that you're scheduling time for it. Absolutely. Username unknown. I don't know which question I answered, but I'm glad it worked out. Wow, guys. Chat moves fast. My hair gets in my mouth sometimes, and I don't like it. And I don't like it. All right. We were scheduling self care, gratitude. We want to cultivate mindsets of gratitude. We want to cultivate mindsets of positivity. Um, and, if we're having a negative storm, if we're having the ants, if we're experiencing negative mindsets, we can employ contrary action to liberate ourselves, to put ourselves in a different place. And often this is going to require more than just thought. You can't just shift gears, right? I'm going to have to take physical action. I'm going to have to move my body. It may just take a little journaling, but often it's going to take actually getting up. For me, when I have the ants, I have to, oh my gosh, I'm going to live. For me, when I get the ants, I have to actually physically get up and do something. I have to take physical contrary action. And I don't know if it's like that for everybody, but I imagine there's some science behind the physical activity that takes your mind off things, right? So if we're experiencing ants, we want to do something that we don't normally do something new, do something novel, get up, get out, and get out of your head. And this is going to allow oneself to fully experience and process your difficult emotions. Because the ants aren't productive. That swirling, when the ants start, we're already non-productive. There's nothing that can be done with those thoughts. They have to be slowed down. They have to be in a different form. We have to transmute the ants into something else, right? So we're going to use contrary action to do that, and novel action, and forgiveness. We want to also cultivate a mindset and a vibe of forgiveness. We don't need to forgive everybody. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to go forgive everyone, right? But definitely 100% forgive yourself. Whatever you've done, you can come back. There is redemption. I'm sure, like someone could come in here and say some really gnarly stuff like, hey, I did XYZ, right? But I think in most cases, most of us are not beyond redemption. So forgive yourself. Do yourself a favor and forgive yourself. And honestly, as far as redemption goes, regardless, forgive yourself. It doesn't pay to live with shame and guilt on your heart. It doesn't pay to live like I am a bad person because I did all of these things. Don't live like that. Don't put that on yourself. Forgive yourself. And once you do, you can find out who is worthy of your forgiveness as well. Much love, Stand for Truth. I haven't seen that name in a while. Fallen back into alcohol after over a year of sobriety. My life has been falling apart and alcohol was better than the other options. Well, I'm glad you're not on the other options, but I have to say alcohol is quite dangerous, my friend. Quite dangerous. Are we journaling about it? Yeah, Stand for Truth. And also, if you feel like it, you can email me at sober@myyahoo.com. You can hit me in the messenger if you want to talk one-on-one. I'm here for you, all right? It's not an easy path, and I'm pulling for you. Have a great day, Roberta. Wow, I'm really hungry all of a sudden. Yeah, going for a run is really good too. Okay, let's get some ones for Stand for Truth. I forget that we do that sometimes. It's been a while. Been a while since I've been in the seat. Social engagement is going to help you out. We talked about peer support systems yesterday. If you don't have your people, you got to find your people. Having friends, having those close to you, and you don't need to be with them all the time, but just having them, having the ability to contact them and be with them is a game changer, just like journaling. Having friends to bounce ideas off, having friends to grow with. We talked about this a bunch yesterday. Having someone to watch you fall down, pick you up, watch you grow, watch you, et cetera, et cetera. All of these things are only possible through social engagement. And if you're like me, you probably like to isolate. You probably really, really like to isolate if you're like me. But you recognize the power and strength and value in having other people. And I don't need to have them around all the time. In fact, if I did, it would probably not be so good. But, I, for example, just went to Salt Lake and recharged the heck out of my batteries. I saw all my favorite people, all my friends that I've been missing, and I even got to do some novel things. Wow. Still stoked. Um, Still stoked. And yeah, now I'm back here on my man mission, It's pretty good. Pretty stoked. Focusing on the present moment rather than dwelling on past traumas or worrying about future uncertainties. We talked earlier in this live, about staying present in the moment so that we can affect that present moment with a clear head, right? This is key. And in order to apply contrary action, we have to be aware of what's going on in the moment, especially in here and in here. That's the wrong side. My heart's on this side, people. Wouldn't it be weird if I was backwards for no reason? Anyways, I'm not. It's in the right spot. We need to be present in the moment. And often for me, that involves slowing down. Meditation is probably something that would benefit me very, very highly. It's not something I employ very often. It's probably the next thing I'll add to my repertoire. It's just hard for me to calm. It's hard for me to sit like that. But the benefits of calm, of meditating, are probably boundless for someone like me. But in the context of what we're talking about, being present in the moment, meditation is a great way to cultivate that kind of mindset. Just doing like a little bit of meditation a day your brain gets more and more used to operating that way, if that makes sense. It's like for those that have taken medicines from the doctor throughout certain medicines, when meditation builds up in your system, you know what I mean? Doing a little bit every day has a multiplicative effect over time. It's not just like 30 minutes does this, 30 minutes does this. It's more than that. There are other ways that we can cultivate a like present mindset, right? It's important to like look into the future, and it's important to learn lessons from the past, but we don't want to live in either of those places. We want to spend like 80%, 90% of our time right here, right? I definitely spent some time in the past with my journal, learning lessons and whatnot, sometimes more than other times, especially when the situation, time, moment demands it. And I take a little bit of time to make, a 2-year, 5-year, 10-year plan. Sometimes I'll, look into the future a little bit to see like, hey, how is this going to play out? Maybe I should adjust my current present position a little bit. But I don't ever stay in the past or in the future. I always try and spend the large majority of my time right here, using those two things as tools to affect my present. Does that make sense? Resources. The past and the future are resources, in my opinion. If for the Magic the Gathering fans out there, it's like the graveyard. Movement meditation. I guess I do a ton of meditation. When we put it like that, Izzy, I just meditate in different ways. You should have seen us dancing. That is something I didn't share at all about my trip. The dancing was outrageous. That's something that my friend and I have always not had trouble bonding on, is dancing. And it started off fire dancing, but we have a thing where we'll go. There's this one camp at E11 that we always go to. And for some reason, when we go, they always have this like super ratchet hip hop set of music. And it's like when you walk in the building, there's just booty shaking on the balconies. There's just people everywhere. It's just absolutely righteous. It's like it's like a party from the movies, right? But we were dancing with each other, and like a circle formed around us multiple times. And it just made me feel so amazing. I was like, wow, I'm pretty cool. We're pretty cool, huh? I just was a random memory that popped up. I can't remember what I said. Probably movement meditation, but what a great memory. We went and tore it up on the dance floor again for sure. Which is weird because our hang up has always been an intimacy thing for me. Like I don't want to get too close because I didn't have it like filed away in my brain that this is going to be okay. And that wall went down over the trip. But the point is that we've always, even with that block, even with that boundary up in myself, we've always been able to like dance with each other in a non-sexual romantic way, right? It might be a little intimate because it's fun and playful and we're dancing, right? But it's interesting to me. It's interesting. Usually that's not something I'm very good at, dancing with somebody, but we have some serious chemistry. It's pretty neat. I totally switched gears to talk about my friend. My friend, Jane Aldrich, what's going on? No gnats and mosquitoes. Lots of love, Anik. I would have to agree with you, Rolling Stone. When I can clear away all thought, find my center, and be, it's pure joy. That's how I feel when I fire dance. Not quite how I feel when I dance, but definitely how I feel when I fire dance. I can see a place that I can come to where I feel that way just dancing. But there's a little bit more work to push through. There's a little bit more insecurity to work out, I think, personally, which is ridiculous. I mean, obviously, people like to watch me. Circles are forming, right? I don't know why I'm insecure about it, but I am, and I admit it. Brazy girl. I was cleaning dishes the other day, your mugs over there, and I was thinking to myself, I wish this said Brazy girl on it as well. Because like I know you gave me that mug every time I see it, I think Brazy girl. But I think if it said Brazy girl on there, that would just be cool. Just a random thought I had. How you doing, Brazy? Good morning. I plan on a guided meditation, third eye, this afternoon. Ooh, my favorite. That's how I can perceive future events, Brazy. That's also how one can see much, much deeper, in my opinion. See what's not quite visible on the surface. Do you ever look at someone, like a stranger in the street, and then immediately regret it? Like you got more than you bargained for? In that one look, you received more information than you were looking for. That's your third eye. Great to see you, Jane. Thank you. I love that flower. That's pretty. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It certainly makes a difference. I think I'm going to call it, guys. I'm going to go have some breakfast. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Hold on. I think there was a little bit more. Celebrate progress. We talk about a lot of serious stuff. We talk about a lot of work that needs doing, a lot of concepts that can be employed constantly. Do not forget to celebrate your progress, and do not forget to recharge your battery, right? We're talking about scheduling self-care, scheduling hobbies, things that you enjoy, relaxation, maybe just sitting down, looking at the wall, whatever it is that your heart desires. But don't underestimate the importance of these non-productive activities. They are productive. They're very, very productive, just in very different ways. They have their purpose. Your battery is not infinite. You have to recharge it. And by battery, I mean just generally how you feel. You know what I mean? My wife says I'm a cute dancer. We all know what that means. That is so funny. Jason P. Your wife loves you. That's awesome. That's awesome. In body illusion, I think that's the whole thing. It's just free expression. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I think when dancing, it's the only time it's quiet in my head, says Hill. But I'm working on meditation in a still position. Interesting. You're probably like me. The movement is a boon. The sitting still can be a boon too. It's just naturally harder for me, I think. And on that note, I'm pretty sure the Admiral will be back in this evening and probably this afternoon as well. Speak of the devil. He's probably telling me to shut it down. He's probably saying, make way. JNC Orobono, you are so wise at such a young age, and I want to thank you for the words of wisdom you express to your subscribers. Kudos. Thank you, JNC. How kind. Whatever wisdom that I possess is most likely from just having to learn hard lessons constantly. I definitely I fought to be here. I fought hard to be here, and I don't just mean like to be here on the boat. I mean like to be alive, to be here in this moment, loving my life. I fought hard for a long, long time. Being miserable was it's not something I was ever a fan of. So, and it was around every corner, misery, the old bugger. But I appreciate you, JNC. I really, really appreciate you saying that. That makes me feel really good. Very validating. Oh, and thank you for that as well. Thank you for the help you give to many. And I hope to keep doing this for a long, long time. I'm only going to get better with age. I'm going to age like a fine wine, except we're not going to drink it. We're just going to stick to Kool-Aid. Um, Moose is so cute, is he not? Brazy. Yeah, JNC. And I don't know if I've ever said hello to you, but welcome. I don't know if you've been in before or not, but I love the picture of your dogs and I love your words. Thank you very much. That made me feel great. I have always wanted to. I've always felt fascinated by Native American culture. That just made me think of that. Flick Fox. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one, didn't I? What the heck? Now I don't know where it went. Well, someone said something about feeling calm on the reservation. It made me think about Native American stories and culture. All right, on that note, keep coming. Keep coming with the heavy hitters. That's the miracle I see in every one of the crew. The wisdom of people who chose life and face the challenge straight on. Ben, Bacon Bits, thank you very much. Would use this for something wise, but oh, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine, you lose my mind. Hey, Mickey. I forget who sings that. Is that Mickey Avalon? Lodges the charges, the whole team. Do I have a favorite quote? Not off the top of my head, but I do have quotes written down. I was going through my old notes today. Let's see which one it is. I'll just do some scrolling. Let me find them. I was looking at the old shows I had done, trying to get some ideas and see if anything deserved a revisit. And I wrote down a bunch of quotes. Someone said, if con is the opposite of pro, then Congress is the opposite of progress. I thought that was pretty funny. Not my favorite quote, but that one came up first. I should definitely title my notes because they all start with the same thing because I haven't been titling them. Which one is it? Thank you for your patience. I'm going to be really sad if I can't find it. There's a bunch of them. Aww, that makes me sad. Yeah, I definitely need to label these. Getting closer. Getting closer. I just started clicking on all of them. I know it's one of these. There's a bunch of quotes on it. Here we go. Nope. That's funny. Oh, you guys are so patient. Thank you. Oh, there it is. Okay. Be a voice, not an echo is a good one. Hope is a waking dream. Aristotle. I like that one a lot. We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars. Oscar Wilde. That's definitely one of my favorites of all time. I don't think that's real, so I'm not going to read it. Mother Teresa, I guess, once said, there is more hunger for love and appreciation in this world than for bread. And I would have to agree. It is more true today than ever before, I think. And then Rollo May said, the opposite, I really like this one too. The opposite of courage in our society is not cowardice, it's conformity. I like that a lot too. Be an individual, don't be afraid. And then Dale Carnegie said, any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain. Most fools do. but it takes character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. Those are my quotes right off my sticky notes. There are so many good quotes. That is not a full compilation. That's just what I have written right now. Yeah, Oscar Wilde's great. I have the picture of Dorian Gray in my box over there. I'm like about halfway through it. I need to finish it. What a flamboyant, intriguing, intelligently written book. I was blown away. I didn't think that I was going to dig that book, but I really dig that book. And I still haven't finished it. Still haven't finished it. Planet Jane, I feel like when you're staring down the barrel of your own demise, religion starts to be less complicated for people. I'm looking for it, Mo. It did not yet, Robin Miners. We are getting it done though. It's still at the PO box. I may go up there today, but my aunt said she would do it for me, so I just need to get in contact with her and see what's going on. I don't want to like bug her. She's so nice. She like will just go do this for me. You know what I mean? So I don't want to call her and be like, "Hey, when are you thinking about doing that?" You know what I mean? But I might just. That's why I say I might just go up there and do it myself, because that involves no bugging of people that do nice things for me, you know? Still looking. I think I scrolled past it, Mo. I must have scrolled past it. No, I didn't. Okay. Going back up. My favorite quote is "Don't quote me." Okay. Fair enough. I see you. Marcus Aurelius, if it is not right to do, don't do it. If it is not true, do not say it. I like that. That's pretty cut and dry, huh? Pretty cut and dry, huh? Don Meredith, good morning. All right, people. Hope you enjoyed that. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I'm going to eat some food, probably go to the grocery store, do all kinds of fun stuff today. Yeah, and I started going through the videos. I don't know if I said this yet. I don't think my fire videos are very good, but we'll still look at them. The other ones are probably going to be better. I started talking to Kathy about taking. I shouldn't say that. Kathy offered to take the audio out for me. I think I'm going to take her up on that. We will see. I'm not entirely sure exactly how it's going to work or what I'm going to do yet, but the work has started. I'm excited to share it with you. It's probably going to end up being less footage than I think, just because of my my camera skills, but that's okay. We will make gems. We'll polish these turds into gems. Give a shout out to my pops when you see him, the Admiral. He should be on this evening, and most likely sometime during the midday, I believe. He's feeling pretty fired up today and pretty motivated. So, yeah, much love.